I think with Luka, just joining that company helps not only the European style of because we got to go to that European swag. It can't compete to ours,
No.
and they're trying to get on it. And I think the wonderful thing about Luka is that he walks like a ball player, like Jay-Z said. You know what I'm saying? Like he has that whole demeanor about him, which the Ginobili's and the Dirks and all the rest of the guys who came in from Europe, they didn't have that. They just and I think that's what the game has evolved to, because after Dream Team won, only one Dream Team.
I disagree with that.
After Dream Team. That's the only Dream Team there was.
You sure?
Then you got guys coming in, learning how to play the game, and now you got a kid like Luka coming in, learning how to play the game. And he plays it to a high standard. When I was here, when Dirk came in, I used to tell all my young fellas when they came in the league, hey, you gotta eliminate the I don't wanna and the posse and that whole nine and I'm tired and I don't want. We got to practice again and how many more photos and how many more signatures got to do. You got to eliminate that because a guy like Dirk came in and I watched him practice just as hard as me, a veteran, and not complain. And when they brought him back in for another workout and they said you got to work on this and then he had to go play against Hall of Famers like Karl Malone and Barkley and Tim Duncan like that, and he would be exhausted, but he never complained. He never said nothing. So I'm saying these Europeans are going to take your jobs because they don't have. There hasn't been one European that had an argument or disagreement with a head coach, with his contract, with the organization. It has not been one.
He's right.
So if you come in here thinking that you're going to be the knucklehead and you're going to make your way that way, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, and it has changed the way basketball is treated and Luka gets it.
Yeah.
Look at it. He's a superstar, and he signs before. He signs afterwards. He comes by the front office and signs on it and makes these, all this appearances and stuff. So, that's unheard of in the superstar in this age.
And the only time that he acted out about that showed some emotion that might have gone the wrong way, you talked to him about it, because you told us the story about the shot that Dennis Smith Jr. took, and you pulled him aside and said, young fella, you want people to come play with you.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the guy that actually is the reason why people are not coming to play with you because of your attitude, especially at your young age.
Well, because of the dollar amount is so large, and you want to come somewhere where you're going to make $60 to $100 million and be happy. And obviously, I grew up in an era where coaches just barked at you, and some players need that. But when you have your player, your probably your leader or your counterpart barking at you, it's real difficult. And he understands that early, and he got it as soon as I talked to him about it. And he knows that camera is always on him, and how effective that he can make his player, his teammate, by him making a facial. He understood it real, and that's why I say it's just Kobe came in this league his rookie year with me, and the phenomenon of why he played great, the dunks, the crossovers, the spectacular plays. The biggest thing is just his maturity was just like, God, this is a 19-year-old kid, just so mature, knew what he had to be, where he had to be. He didn't have somebody tagging him along and make sure, hey, young fella, go here, go there. He did what he's supposed to do, spoke correctly, said the right things, bridged the gap between the old guys and the young guys. And, as much as everybody wants to say about, oh man, this, that, and the other about Kobe, that's one of the things he did. He conducted himself like a true professional from day one to day 21.
But do you feel like that's a deal where I think the AAU thing, and also, look, we're all creatures of the habit of watching the high school mixtapes. A lot of guys get famous before they even touch the NBA. Whereas, like Luka, he played against grown men his whole life, basically, his teenage life. So he had to learn the hard way. He was coached hard. I think there's a video that's online. You can look it up. Luka was crying when his coach was yelling at him on the bench, and like he already had been through that. Kobe, he had his dad, Joe Bryant. And,
but both of them came from the European era.
And I was going to ask you about that.
And that's so crazy because when I played over there, a couple of games that I played overseas, we always had a 14 or 15-year-old kid on our team. And I was shocked the first time. I was like, well, what do you guys do? You go to school? No, we don't go to school. This is what we play. And a lot of people threw a lot of darts at Mark Cuban. owner of the Mavericks because he said that Americans need to go overseas a couple years and learn how to play basketball. And this is what they meant. This is exactly what they meant. I mean, they started at such a young age. Luka, and look, when he's coming here, he's so mature. Kobe, young age, coming in so mature. The Ginobilis, you know, coming over here, so mature. And that's why you don't have these problems. And unfortunately, for that situation where Luka was crying, it's just a little baby boy, you know, being chastised by a man, which is sometimes, if you do it normally on the street, it's a bad thing. You know, if you see a grown man yelling at a little teenager, you're like, wait, what are you doing? But in that coaching situation, you know, you have to put your big boy pants on and say, hey, this is what I signed up to do. Let's get it.
Hey there, NBA fans. For exclusive NBA content, subscribe to Fanatics View YouTube down below.